How's it going? It's 220 Prepper, and I got a video today. Long awaited video. As you can see, I'm in full gear. Got my duty belt on. I've got my chest rig on. I know it's black on black. It's a little difficult to see at times. But it's time for me to do the full gear video of my budget battle gear that doesn't suck. I guess part one, just like the most entry level stuff that I can have. So, let's do a quick deep dive. We'll go over the chest rig, we'll go over the belts, what I rate the system, pros, cons, what I recommend, what I don't recommend, etc., etc. So, let's begin. Alright, so we're going to start from top to bottom. Going to start with the chest rig. This one is a Condor bulletproof vest. As you can see, Condor right there. So I will say now, I don't have plates in here. I forgot to order some entry level plates. I'm thinking I think LA Police Gear has plate. I'm going to order some plates for this, but still. So in here, Condor carrier. We have a one Tigris, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, chest placard for a mag carrier. So it's got 3 AR mag carriers, or magazine holders, sorry, right here on top. It's got 2 pistol mags right here. I normally keep a multi-tool and 1 pistol mag in here, and then 3 AR mags. I've got the admin pouch. I'm not doing a whole big dive because I already did all of this in the previous video, which I will link in the description. I've got a extra battery, inhaler, pain meds, stuff like that in this admin pouch. And I have a Baofeng UV5R. This is with the push to talk. The reason why I don't have a more extensive push to talk, which as you can see is just the most basic one right there. And there's my Baofeng with the extended battery. Turn back off. Anyway, put the extended battery in here. The reason why is because I am attempting for this to be the most budget that people can do. And all of the more fancier push-to-talk options do not go. I bought this as a whole bundle. Give me 1 second to, there we go. I bought this as a bundle, so it came with this pouch. It came with this, the extra battery, and this push-to-talk. So I did not buy anything else for it, as most people who are on a budget will not do as well. So, that is my chest rig. Or that is my plate carrier, sorry. What I would rate this. Honestly, I'd give it a solid 7.5. Honestly, it's Condor. Condor is a very good company. They make great stuff. We all know this. It's entry level. A lot of people want to make jokes. Oh, it's airsoft gear, blah, blah, blah. It works. Condor stuff actually works. If you buy it, it will last, and you know it. It's not the greatest thing. It's got some odds and ends. These will rub against the side of my neck right here. It happens. But in all honesty, this I got for $35 from a friend of mine. So for $35, I'm not going to be sitting here complaining. The one Tigris chest placard, it's Velcro. I do need to get the clips right here, which will attach at the top and make it a bit more secure. But from the testing and training that I've done, it's actually very good, and I like it. So I'm going to get, there's 2 more plate carriers I plan on getting budget level. One is from Tacticon Armament. I'm a big fan of their stuff. No, I'm not sponsored. Hey guys, if y'all need a new sponsor, somebody to touch your reviews, hit me up. But I've been a big fan of everything I've gotten from them so far. So I can't wait to see what else they have. Although I do have some complaints I will tell you about in a minute. One Tigris, that's a very good company from what I've seen from this. They do have a full plate carrier that I plan on getting. So I'm going to review that for you guys soon enough. So stay tuned for that. On to the next piece of gear. Alright, so my next piece of gear is my duty belt itself. I'm not going to leave this down here by my crotch, I promise, but I do want to give you a quick overview of everything. So, as you know, I keep a knife right here for a cross draw. It is attached with zip ties, as you can see right there. I'm gonna go to a tabletop review in a second. I think I'll let you know. Vismac pistol mags or pistol mag holders. These are actually very good. It is retention and they work. Honestly, I think these are actually hold up. I'm gonna get some S-Tac Kiwis, which is what this one is, because quite frankly, it is great. And as y'all can hear that, it is very, very good. Right here, I've got a Condor dump pouch. I have my IFAK here, which I'm gonna explain all in a minute anyway. I have gloves, and I have a drop leg holster. Now, this belt is from Tacticon Armament. This drop leg holster, which a lot of people say it sits too low, but my hand's kind of naturally it's right here. So it's very good because my hand's basically resting here. However, my issue, ironically, so this here, as you can see, it is clear. Weapon is safe and clear. This is my Canik TP9. This light is the Tacticon Battle Torch. An issue that I've run into is, again, this is from Tacticon Armament. So is this light. I will have, as you can see that, yeah, I holstered the firearm. And it has turned on my light. So, it's not an issue that happens every time, as you can see. But it has happened more than it should. I don't know why it does that, but still. Oh, see, it just did it again. My finger's clearly not on the button, and it's just activated the light. That is an issue that I have, but still. Okay, so. Fix that. Okay, so. I'm a fan of Tacticon Armaments stuff. It is good. It is better than it should be for the price point. The only issue that I've actually had is this drop leg holster will sometimes turn on the light, also from that company. I don't know how that happens. I don't know if it is a common thing. I don't know if other people have had this issue or if it is just me. It could be the gun. This is a universal holster. It is all nylon and Velcro. It works way better than it should. I will wholeheartedly admit that. It works way better than it should for what it's made of and that price point. But for some reason, it turns on my stupid light. And again, I've talked about this weapon light before. It is simply that button right there and that button right there. I don't know why it does that. It has randomly. Whatever. But other than that, that's the only issue I've ever actually had from this company. I mean, hey, I think that was a $50 light and a $30 holster. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much. So what do I rate my gear for my battle belt? The belt, in all honesty, I give the belt like a solid 8, 8.5. It is a very comfortable belt. It is a single belt design, which personally I prefer. I do not like a 2-belt system, but to everyone has their own preference. So single belt design, which is really good. I like it. The holster is comfortable. It is very adjustable. Honestly, I'm going to gripe about this. I don't like the fact that it's nylon. But for a universal holster with a universal light on it, or universal, like, be able to have whatever lights on it, I'm not going to complain. I mean, like I said, it works better than it should, and it fits all the guns that I've tried with it. The battle torch is great. My biggest issue is actually one that I did, which is the zip ties on the knife. If you have 0 other options to do that, fine, do it. But make sure you file down the excess, because you will cut your hands very, very badly. What I do recommend, however, is I'm a huge proponent of having a knife here, which you can access with both hands. So what I will say is get a knife that will just drop down, because that is actually a lot more helpful. Get something like, this is my Odin Wolf. I've reviewed this knife. It is a fantastic knife. It is very good quality. I have my nightstand knife. which I mean everybody recognizes this knife. It's you know just a nice little buck 119. I mean I've had a K-bar on here. I believe that's in the previous video as well. Just get something. I'm a huge proponent of having a good quality knife. I've gone into why I prefer the scout carry or horizontal carry knife. But to each their own. But I do recommend having a knife on your kit. And so, like I said, because the budget stuff on here is way better than it should be, I'm giving this overall the entire package. I'm gonna give maybe a 7.5. I have issues with my IFAC. I mean, it is what it is. Um, yeah, a solid 7.5. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I'd recommend almost everything I have on here. My biggest issues is the cable ties or zip ties, whatever you want to call it. The knife is not the greatest quality. It's a good knife. It will serve for self-defense purposes, but not for like bushcraft or whatever services you need like that. I wouldn't recommend this knife. Self-defense only. My firearm itself is Canic. It works. It's very nice. The battle torch is very bright. It works. It has a few issues, which I've spoken about in the video. I'll link in the description. Drop leg holster, same thing. It works better than it should for the price point, but I mean, when it comes to the holster, Kydex is king in my personal opinion. So moving on to my next thing, which is my rifle. Now, I messed up not knowing how I was going to structure my videos. This is not a budget rifle. This is my IWI Zion. This is actually like my if I had to like go out and do stuff, you know, shit hits the fan, Red Dawn, whatever, Life and Liberty, whatever you want to say. This would be the one that I use. It is IWI Zion. It is actually a very, very good rifle, but it is not budget. Budget rifles, I would say go ahead and look at PSA, Palmetto State. Fantastic budget level rifles. Ruger 556 is very good. A Smith & Wesson M&P Sport. Those are all very, very good. Get you a good quality entry level firearm. Go to your local gun stores. They will help you out. They happily will help you out. Now let's talk about what I have on here. Sling. Obviously, you know, gun is safe and clear. I forget the name of this company that I got the sling from. I honestly keep forgetting it. It works, but I do have a few issues that I'll explain in a minute when it comes to how I have my chest rig set, my plate carrier set up. It's this bungee right here is, as you can see, that is serious right there. I like it. This is on some QD mounts system, which came with the rifle, so saving money there. The sling has two sets of bungee, one on the top, one on the bottom. But a good quality sling is a great thing. This is an okay quality sling. I would honestly give this sling a 5.5, maybe 6. I'll explain why in a few minutes. I have Feyachi flip-up sights, which they work. However, my issues, and they are adjustable, but my issues with the sights are personal issues. I do not like the fact that I have to push in the lock. So as you can see right here, that's actually the lock for the light. I can't just push that down. I have to actually push in the lock. Fix it first. I gotta push in the lock, and then it could go down. Same for the front side. I have to actually push in the lock, and then it goes down. I personally prefer to have a button to just spring load it. However, I was looking for the most basic iron sights I could possibly find. So as far as that is concerned, do they work? Yes. Are they adjustable? Yes, that's a good pro. Nitpicking, I prefer certain things on here. So I will be upgrading these eventually. But would I recommend them? Sure. Most people don't run iron sights nowadays anyway. It's optics or nothing for a lot of people out there. They basically have iron sights for aesthetic purposes. Flip up sights for aesthetic purposes. Fine. If you don't need to actually do that, fine. Whatever. I personally use my iron sights. I do attempt to use my iron sights. I want to have train with my iron sights because this can fail. Whether it is a good one or a shitty one, it can fail. Having iron sights is a good thing. Now, moving on. This here is a Feyachi. I forget the particular name of the red dot. I have a video on here, link in the description. Would I recommend it? I would recommend it on a smaller caliber. I would recommend this on a 22. I'd recommend this on a PCC, like any AR9 you have or whatever. I would recommend it. If you got like a Ruger takedown or a PC carbine or whatever, something like that, or even a Kel-Tec Sub 2000, those are really popular. I'd put something like this on one of those. It's budget. You're not going to really be missing it. I've had a few issues with finding the reticle after a while, and I don't know why. I changed the batteries and it was bright, even on multi-adjustable brightness settings, night vision settings as well, or at least a better optic for all of that. It's not actual night vision setting. I just don't like it on this rifle. Again, I'd put it on a 22 caliber to use them for hunting rabbits or, snakes or anything like that. Oh, sure, definitely would do that. But for an actual rifle, like a duty rifle, combat rifle, whatever, no, I would not recommend it. So, optic, I give it a 4. I give it a 4 out of 10. The sights, they work, so I give them a 6. I'm just nitpicking. They're not horrible. They're not the greatest, but not horrible. They work pretty decently well. So right here, I have the Touch Soul light. I haven't done a review on here. I'm actually still working on it. But it has a few pros going to it. So first things first, as you can see, it's got 2 buttons right here. This one is for full on, and this one here is strobe. So the reason why I like that is it's a 2-button system, so I will not be confused as to which one I'm hitting. So I got my light up, my weapon up, scanning, light down. I really like that. That's what, when I do night shooting, that's what they have us: light up, light off. I don't want to have to just keep it on. And then if you do need strobe, you can go light, strobe, light, strobe. That's all good. The light works. As you can tell, it's very bright. I'm not shining it at the camera, but that is quite bright indeed. This is a super budget option, and I do not know how well it will work yet. I am enjoying the testing with it. I am enjoying working with it, but I don't know for 100% certainty. But from what I have, the 2-button system's going for it. The charging option, which is right here, which is another magnetic charger, which is a big feature I personally like. It's a hindrance later down the line in the shit hit the fan scenario. I'll do another video where you have options, but it has a lot of things going for it. It's bright, it works. The 2-button system, I can control whether it's a strobe or not. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. So, on to where I have my issues with the way I have this rifle set up. Okay, so back to being full kit. So my issues with the way I have this rifle set up, as you can see, it does sit very low, and that's because of the bungee in this cord. So it doesn't always sit, where you would want it to. It will drop. My issue is that when I bring it up, right now it didn't do it. But normally, if I have it over here, or even if it comes all the way this out, it gets hung up on my radio. So when I bring it up, as you can see, I'm snagging. It never happened, like, once I have to swim out of this, which is done all the time, once it's up, I don't have these issues. If I don't want to have to police my sling so it's not going to get stuck on my radio. I don't want to have to keep policing it. That is nitpicky, and that's the way, how to design this setup. And as long as I keep it over here on my right side where I just pick up from, it's fine. But if it's here and it gets a chance to fall all the way down, whenever I need, see, it didn't do it that time, but how I brought it up. But a lot of times I've had issues, it would just wind up snagging. I mean, there's ways around it. But again, I don't want to have to make sure I have to constantly police my own gear. It is an issue that I've ran into, and part of it is because of the placement. I do not have a cummerbund, and this is a very narrow chest, very narrow carrier. So I have it directly on the side right here. That is part of the problem, I know, but it is the best option I have with this system. So, it is just a good thing to look out for in case you decide to copy this. There's always something else that you can do, but just make sure you train enough that you don't snag. See, I just snagged on my belt, on my knife somehow. Just make sure you don't snag on your gear. You see, it caught up and then it whipped itself out. Now again, once I'm doing a whole lot of combat stuff and I swim out of this, then I won't have an issue. But nobody wants to sit here and have their rifle like this. Like, this is not good. This is not even comfortable. A lot better like this to make sure you not have to swim out. So just, see? Just like that. Snagged on a knife. Snagging on my radio. That's the whole point. Like, this is why it's so important to train with your gear and practice with your gear so you know how to work so that you don't have foolish little issues such as that. All in all, I do not have a helmet because honestly, I was not able to find any quality budget helmets. I'm sure there's somebody's gonna put in the comment, oh, this company, oh, that company. Please keep in mind. Oh, and also I'm sure that there's people gonna say, well, save up for the quality stuff, save up for the good stuff, buy once, cry once. The whole purpose of this, more than most people in the world right now, or in the country right now, are living paycheck to paycheck. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. They can't always afford quality stuff. They can't always afford the expensive stuff. If you are in that type of situation, these videos are the ones for you. If you don't know what kind of gear you need and you want to buy something just so you can figure it out, these are the videos for you. You're not going to spend a whole lot of money on these things and you're going to get quality things. Not everyone can go out and immediately afford AR-500, Spartan Armor, whatever. They can't immediately do that. And I understand the whole save up, buy once, cry once. There's way too many people that live in areas where they need to get something quick. They need to get something now. That's a video I'll make for later. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe. Give me options on what you think is some quality budget entry-level things. I will put in the description how much everything costs total minus the rifle. I will put that in the description because offhand I don't remember and I have to recalculate all of it. So like, comment, subscribe. This is 220 Prepper and I am signing off.